Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about Steam, and Steam got a brand new feature here that I am hoping developers start to use, and it's in regards to early access. So for early access games, developers can now list their planned 1.0 release date. So if you play games on Steam and there's a game in early access, it will show the release date, the initial release date of the game. For example, Palworld here is showing January 2024. Hard to believe the game's already been out for over 2 years. Anyways, it does list early access, and there's no date here for when this game will get its 1.0 official first release. I mean, there's even some games on Steam that have been in early access for close to a decade, and well, with still no end in sight. Now, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love this feature. I mean, developers aren't restricted to post the specific month and day. They can just post the year. So if they don't quite know, but they're targeting releasing, I don't know, in 2027, they can post 2027. And that may give buyers a little bit of peace of mind that that game isn't going to be in early access hell forever. It'll sometime get a release. So let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. I mean, would this feature be useful for you? Would you be more confident in picking up a game if it did have a date posted? And also, this might be a hot take, and give me your thoughts on this one. I would argue most AAA games nowadays are early access games in general. I mean, a lot of them release and then have day one patches and all the DLC that you gotta buy to make it a more complete game. Maybe that's a hot take, and that's a whole can of worms for another video. And speaking about early access stuff, kinda. Next up, we're talking about Sega Dreamcast emulation with Deecy. Deecy is an experimental Dreamcast emulator written in Zig and just got a brand new update. I also realized I had paused the water, frozen time per se, so I've unreleased the time freeze and the water is flowing again. So at the time of filming, version 0.6.0 is the latest and greatest update for Deecy. With this update, they've improved timing logic and optional frame limiter for a smoother frame rate. They've added in vibration pack support, improved support for 240p titles, support for ZSTD compressed hunks and CHD files, and better support for older CPUs. They say this needs more testers. And on top of that, because yes, there's more, they've added in nearest neighbor scaling option, they've improved controller settings, expanded VMU configuration options, and even more. And speaking about improvements, next up here we're talking about Atari Lynx emulation with Gearlynx, and Gearlynx got a brand new update. So taking a look over on the GitHub, and Gearlynx version 1.1.3 is the latest and greatest version. In this version, there's debugger improvements, homebrew tap for Mac OS, Linux ARM64 binaries, and improved accuracy. If you're interested and wanted to learn more about this one, like everything we talk about, links are within the GitHub link in the bottom of the description below. I don't hide my sources. And speaking about improvements, next up here we're switching back to Sega from Atari and talking about Sega Model 3 emulation with Supermodel and Sega Model 3 UI. And this one got a big new update. So this release is titled The Integration, and they say it's the PONME, I hope I pronounced that right, PONME integration. While the development of Supermodel PONME Edition moves forward, this UI remains a vital part of the ecosystem. In this version, I've consolidated the PONME related features into a single dedicated tab to improve focus and efficiency. And things definitely look a lot different. They say farewell to icons to maximize the functional area and accommodate these new features. I've made the difficult decision to remove the familiar icons. Space was at a premium, and I chose to prioritize raw capabilities over visual aesthetics. It's a it's a leaner, more focused interface for those who value performance. And speaking about changes to things, and arguably in a good way, in a very good way, next up here we're talking about Retrom. For those who are unaware, Retrom is a centralized game library collection management service with a focus on emulation and subscribing to Mr. Sujano. Configure once, play anywhere, and Retrom got a brand new update that Linux users I think are going to like. So at the time of filming, version 0.7.52 is the latest and greatest update. If you're on Linux, and specifically if you've got a Steam Deck, you might be really excited about this one. The Retrom client is now available via Flathub. This means it will be directly installable on SteamOS via the Discover store. And speaking about awesome stuff, next up here we're talking about something that is awesome in all the right ways. I don't know about you, but I love seeing stuff like this. This is amazing. So they've added in Daytona mode for Star Fox CD. They say here the Landmaster is swapped with the Hornet, and the BGM is replaced with one of the 4 songs from Daytona USA. We've been playing Daytona USA a lot lately, so we thought it'd be funny. And yeah, I think this is funny and amazing. So check this out if you are interested. The tweet has all of the information for you. And speaking about wacky and crazy stuff, listen to this reporting up on Tom's Hardware. Report claims Nvidia will not be releasing any new RTX gaming GPUs in 2026. The RTX 60 series likely debuting in 2028. So for more information on this one, feel free to check out the Tom's Hardware article, and well, you can probably guess the reason as to why there may not be any new GPUs. Nvidia has reportedly brought back the 3060, or is bringing back the 3060. Good old AI. And speaking about hardware and AI, kinda. Next up, well, AI's in the name. Next up, we're talking about the Ayaneo Konker Fit. And Ayaneo has unveiled a brand new version of this with the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 470 and the cheaper HX 370. Taking a look, this thing is going to be an absolute beast, and well, so is the price. It's being priced at $1,300 or $1,299 if you wanted to be specific for the HX 470 powered one. The HX 370 powered one is priced at $1,000 or $999. And that's the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 470. For more information on these handhelds, Ayaneo has you covered with pretty much everything you need to know on their website. They will be running Windows stock, and they will have a 7-inch high refresh OLED display on them. The refresh rate is 144 Hz. RAM on this is between 16 to 32 gigs. Storage is 512 gigs up to 1 terabyte. The speakers on it are front facing, which is a nice touch here. The triggers are Hall effect and the joysticks are TMR. Furthermore here, the battery on this one is 80.85 watt hours. I'm really curious to see how loud that fan is, or to hear how loud that fan is. Because these are not slouches when it comes to chips. It's in a very small form factor, and I'm wondering if the fans are going to be screaming on these devices. We'll have to wait and see here, but let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below in regards to the pricing and performance. I mean, the chips they're using, they didn't hold back here. The 370, the 470, those are really nice chips in my opinion. Next up here, we're going from very expensive to free and talking about the news. I mean, my whole video is the news and it's free too. I don't charge you. But anyways here, Retro Achievements has just put out their monthly news article, and I recommend checking it out. The Retro Achievements News. Now, I don't know about you, but I love their presentation here. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's no frills and packed with information. There is quite a bit of stuff here. If you're interested in everything Retro Achievements for the month, you may want to check out this article. And if you are interested and wanted to learn more about it, again, you know where the links are. And speaking about news headlines and cool stuff, next up here, we're talking about something that, well, I haven't seen anything like this before. If you have, let me know in the comments below. But France, the country of France, has given 28 Clair Obscur developers a knighthood and says video games have reached a new level of recognition. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty cool. If you are interested in learning more about this one, Video Games Chronicles got you covered with a lot of information, including some very cool quotes. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is huge for a couple of reasons. Number one, it showcases that video games are mainstream and very important. Number two, France is an EU country, and I'm hoping that stuff like this improves visibility for gaming and may improve the visibility on the Stop Killing Games initiative. Who knows here? Maybe it won't, maybe it will. We'll have to wait and see, but let me know your thoughts. And speaking about countries in the EU, next up here, we're talking about VPNs and a very interesting headline. I'm very curious to see what happens here. But listen to this. This is up on Tom's Hardware. Dutch authorities allegedly seize VPN server without a warrant. Company claims that law enforcement will return it after analyzing the device fully. Now, the company is Windscribe, and taking a look here, I mean, I don't know what the Dutch authorities want with the VPN server considering they're based on RAM. So here's the official announcement from Windscribe. This is not a drill. The Dutch authorities, without a warrant, just seized one of our VPN servers, saying they'll give it back after they fully analyze it. Windscribe uses RAM disk servers, so the only thing the authorities will find is a stock Ubuntu install. Furthermore, Windscribe says, we get a handful of law enforcement requests every month, and each time we tell them we have no logs. This time they didn't ask, they just snatched the server from the rack to look for the logs themselves. Unfortunately for them, there's still no logs. LOL. Now, I don't know about you here, but if nothing is found, I think this would be really good marketing for Windscribe, and to be honest with you, it may put them on my radar. Right now for VPNs, I normally recommend SurfShark for the price and performance out of it, and also Nord. It's the exact same company as SurfShark. But anyways here, Windscribe, I mean, if it's tried and true and tested and nothing is found for privacy, that may check the boxes. And last up here, as a bonus piece of news, if you're on YouTube and wanted to watch some videos that aren't mine, there are 3 I'd recommend checking out. One here is from Bob Wulff. This one is fairly recent, and it's titled, "We Can Make Android Gaming Tablets Actually Good Now." And he talks about his experience with a Red Magic gaming tablet, GameHub Lite, and also playing Steam games on Android. It's a really cool video overall. He creates something pretty cool for it as well. The second video here is from TechDweeb, and this one is titled Tiny But Mighty, and it's his Ayaneo Pocket S mini review. I like this review overall. I think the video itself is just entertaining, even if you're not interested in the device. I think his takes on this one are pretty level-headed, pretty based, and really unbiased. And the third video here is from Russ from Retro Game Core, and this one is titled Ambernick Made Another Controller, the RGG01. Now, we've talked about this one in previous videos. I had some concerns regarding it, and I think I said the controller probably wouldn't be for me, and maybe it's not up my alley. It might be up yours. I can't quite remember that. But anyways, here, take a look at the controller, take a look at the review, and I don't think this controller is for me at all. But maybe it's for you, maybe you're interested in it. It does have a lot of very weird tech in it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.